There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to be here every week with Diana Hunter and Gary Knapp. We love this environment. It's gone to a new level with the Zoom opportunity. And we appreciate each of you giving some of your time. I know we often have latecomers on Saturday, and we do appreciate that you are giving some of your Saturday to moving yourself forward in your knowledge base, your inspiration, and your connection with the great company that is Manatech, our mission, our technology, and our community. So we're very privileged to have James giving some of his time this morning. Now, this will be a webinar. So for those of you that are calling in, you can I'll put the link up in the archive so you can see anything that's visual that you miss out on today. We appreciate that you came in on the phone. And for the rest of you, make sure you keep your speakers on, keep the visual on, because James will be showing some slides. So James Hannan has built an international dynasty within the network marketing arena. His business is in 12 countries around the world. James went from believing that working for a major corporate company was going to be the thing that gave him freedom and success that he was looking for. This belief was shattered one day when the board of directors walked into the company he was working for and sacked everyone. It was decided that this part of the company was no longer needed and that the people working there could be discarded. James could see this day coming, so was working his home business part-time after hours. He took his hobby business from zero to paying him more than $10,000 per month within 14 months and has now grown to a multi-million-dollar empire. James is a $1 Million Club earner and recently won Top Income Growth Award, which is absolutely astounding. Today, we'll open for questions and answers, but we're going to be talking specifically on, especially at the end of the first month in the new plan, we're going to talk about how you can maximize, hit the ground running, how you can finish strong, and then if you have, make sure you jot down questions because we will open at the end for questions. So James, thank you so much for being here this morning.
It's my absolute pleasure, and it's great to be here. Now, everyone, you can get to see Sharon's beautiful face. She looks amazing, but you're not going to see mine. Yeah, you can turn your camera off, go for it.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
That's a cool photo too. I like that one too. Anyway, guys, it's my pleasure to be here. We've been having a lot of fun. I love what Damara had to say about pod frenzy, or what do you call it, having some pod love. I'm not exactly sure, but it's whatever that was. I loved it. And, that's exactly what it should be about. Some people get tense. Some people get concerned. Some people get caught up in believing things have to be hard. But there's been this interesting transition that's happening within people's minds, hearts, and businesses. And it's happening now. The first, for months and months and months, Manatech's been talking about the new compensation plan, helping people to get ready for it and that. But what happened is sometimes some people didn't move, some people did move, because some people, and then it's only now that people are asking all the questions, and it's interesting that people have waited right until the last moment to ask the questions and to figure out what they need to do. But you know what? It's better late than never. And we're going to get into it and help you guys see what you can do. Now, I've got a little bit of a presentation. Oh, okay. Sharon, can you make me a co-host, please, so that I can share my screen? I can't share my screen unless I'm a co-host. So one of the, let me just see. You are now a co-host. Lovely. You've got to love it when technology works. Hey, okay, that's about as good as I get with any kind of accent. Okay, so everyone's wondering simple questions like, how do I structure? Now, all the leaders on the call right now are freaking out because of the word structure. Don't worry, I'm not going to teach your team how to actually structure their businesses. That's your job. But the thing to understand, and here's a couple of things to get in your mind. Right now, this new compensation plan is an incredible way for you to build your business and make a stack of money. Yesterday I was talking to Paula Theodore Poppy. She was Australasia's #1 recruiter. This month, she decided that she didn't want to just have one personal pod. She decided she didn't want to have 2 personal pods. She decided she wanted to have 3 personal pods, 1 in her top position, 1 in her husband's name, and 1 in her name. Why not? What does that do? Well, what that does for her is that gives her 3 pods to make money from. It gives her her A qualifying bonus. It gives her mentor bonuses. It gives her unilateral bonuses. It gives her leader AQ auto qualifying team, gives her power seller bonuses. Now think about that. Now, some people in their mind go, it's too hard. But then you hear stories about Poppy, you hear stories about Demra, you hear stories about people who make a decision that, hey, people want our products, people want to make money, people want to get their health back, and now we have the way to help them do that. So how do you structure? How do you start to structure the time you're putting in? How do you structure your energy? How do you structure everything around it? You control your thoughts. Your thoughts in what you do right now play an important role. Your thoughts on whether this is going to be easy for you or hard. Your thoughts on whether you're going to focus on the 5 or focus on the 1. You know, there's a story, I have always told this, and that is when I was focusing on getting to presidential director, I didn't focus on the 600, I focused on the 1. Because when you focus on the 1, you'll get the 600, but when you focus on the 600, you get overwhelmed. Okay, and it's kind of like that with the pod. Rather than focusing on going and getting 5, you focus on getting your first one, then your second one, then your third one. And as you focus, as you move through that process, as you move through moving towards your goal, it starts to happen. Your confidence goes up, because this business isn't about knowing everything. It's not about knowing the best script. It's not about knowing the best presentation. It's about your confidence. It's about your posture. It's about how well you feel you're going to be able to go. You know, if you think about it, you think about your business, anything that you've ever done, when you are confident, okay, you can actually do anything. Now, let me give you some ideas here, some understanding around why confidence plays an important role. Confident men and women have dominated the world since Adam was a boy. Okay, their confidence is what gets them followers. They're confident in what they know. They are confident in where they're going. They believe in what they do and where they're going. Now, think about it. Let's think of some terrible people out there. Hitler was confident in what he wanted to have done. Did any of us agree with that? No. Man, the guy was an idiot. Far out. Look what he did. But people still followed him. Think about all of the suicide pacts led by one person. So if one person can be so confident in the negative, what could happen with you being confident in the positive? You see, your confidence in your business and in what you have your hands on now changes everything. Yesterday, I spent the whole day on the phone helping people move from, helping people to see that they can go from one leadership level to the next. You know, where we're able to go and find these small little pieces of volume. And this is the beauty of what we have in this new compensation plan. The new compensation plan allows you to go like a heat-seeking missile to go and find what you need, except for right now it's called a point-seeking missile. You know, the new compensation plan allows you to go find those people that are so close to silver associate or gold associate. You know, when I was doing one call with Naomi with one of her team, and I'm trying to explain, helping this person to see that they could get just like 100 points off silver associate. And Naomi said, actually, James, they're 150 points off gold associate. I went, what do you mean? He said, well, they've still got that big leg. And I went, oh, that's right. They've still got 400 and something points or 500 and something points in their first leg. So really, they still had that volume there that they could move on to the next leadership level. So what we're doing right now is that, number one, we've realized the compensation, the business period didn't finish yesterday. We've still got another 3 days to go. Another 3 days to go to find 100 points, 300 points, 1,000 points, 1,500 points, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 points. And you might be thinking, how do you find that amount of volume? You get hungry. The structure of your emotions, the structure of your intellect, the structure of your time now gets dominated with your focus. You now make a decision to move forward. You now make a decision that this is what you want to do. Okay, you now make a decision that this is where I'm going. You remove the negative, you remove the weak thoughts, and you replace them with positive. In your mind, it has to be, it's a done deal. In your mind, your questions have to be answered. And so if you have questions today, you need to ask them, because from today, you need to move off this webinar, okay, and into a place of business, into a place of growth, into a place of challenging yourself so that you can actually achieve your goals, and away from the place of fear. So what should your structure be like? You talk to your upline leader. They'll talk to you about structure, where to place people. That's their job. That's not my job. But the structure of your time, the structure of your emotion, how do you actually get yourself in that place of starting to believe again? How do I structure my head? How do I structure my thoughts? How do I structure my energy? You just got to give it all. You've got to give it all. Some of you are so caught up in, my greatest fear today is that you're going to stay caught up in fear without making sure that you have made a choice to move on. Okay, and that's what I want for you today, that you make that choice to move on. So let's have a look at some of the things, some of the questions that people are asking. Is a customer a new leg? So here's the thing. All of your customers, okay, are customers. They are not a business, they are not an associate leg, but yes, their volume counts towards a new leg. Now, the question we have with Manatech right now is, does their volume count for one leg? Okay, so if you've got 100 customers personally, does that volume count for one leg, or are they all separate? Because at the moment, Success Tracker says they're all one leg. It doesn't actually say that they are all separate legs. That's a little bit of a different thing. Talk to your upline leader about that. So is a customer a new leg? At the moment in Success Tracker, all of your customers are one new leg. Yes. Okay. Does that mean that they will be is that right? According to customer service, no, that's not correct. They should all be their own separate legs according to Success Tracker. Now, if you have any questions, write that down. We'll answer that at the end of the webinar. But here's the thing I want you to remember. You still need 2 associate legs. For you to move through the compensation plan, you still need 2 people at associate level with a 100-point automatic order. That is what you need to qualify. If you don't have those, then you won't be qualifying at leadership levels. Very important things to remember. What are the different leadership levels? The levels, let me just change this share for a second so I can get the right one up. Now, what we're doing is, sorry guys, I had this up. So excited off to Bali. So excited to go to Bali. Okie dokie. All right. Okay, so let's have a look at this this compensation plan here. What are the leadership levels? You see, what we're explaining to people is this. We're using the compensation plan as our way to not only motivate you people, motivate our current people. And so what we're doing is, when I'm explaining, say, the pod, I'm explaining that we really, as you get your pod, you're really a gold associate to a director. You're in between here when you get your first pod. When you help 2 people get their first pod, well, you're probably around silver director to gold director. That's it for a brand new person, okay? Unless obviously they've got a big leg that's gone off. Now, here's the thing, right? When you explain that to people, they're saying, oh, gee, there's still a lot more to go. There's still a lot more places to go. Okay, yeah, especially when you say that you're only around here and you're earning over $1,000 around this place if you've got a pod and a couple of extras. Okay, I mean, you've got your pod and you've got you've got your 4,000 points and you've helped 2 people get their pod. Okay, you're at $1,000. That's incredible, right? That is absolute. You're over $1,000. That's incredible. So what happens after that? So, then at 6,000 points, can you imagine, these are the words I use, can you imagine what your income will be as you continue to go through the leadership levels and helping people get their pods? Okay, and then I allow them to see this screen because I want people to actually be growing. I want people to have vision. I want people to see that it's not just that they get the presidential director. I want them thinking about Crown Platinum President Ambassador. I want them thinking big. Will everybody do that? No, they won't. But here's the thing. If you're not casting the vision, you're not giving them a chance. If you want to always cast small, if you always want to show small, you're going to get small-minded people, and the big-minded people won't join you. They won't want a little income. They want big income. They want to know how big can they shoot, how far can they shoot. Okay, they want to know about the big money, but the only way that you're going to be able to get people to think big, the only way you're going to be able to get people to see the power of this compensation plan is that if you show them the entire plan. It doesn't mean you sit down and you show them what the income levels. You don't need to. You just need to show the rank advancement now. And that is from here, okay, of when you've got one pod around this mark, when you've got another couple of pods around this mark, okay, and that's here earning over $1,000 a month. And then when you help, and then just help others do the same. Okay, do you see what I'm saying here, guys? If you're only showing to this level, you're showing too small. People need, you want some big players, you want some big hitters, you want some people that are going to think big, then you need to show big. Now, yes, a majority of people are only ever going to see themselves at $1,000 a month, maybe $400 or $500 a month. That's where they see themselves. But there are also people who see themselves so much bigger than that, so much bigger than that. Okay, and you have to allow them to see that. Okay, you have to allow them to see what they could have, what they could accomplish, where they could go. And if you don't do that, then you're missing the whole opportunity for them to be able to think and do big. Okay, I hope that's okay. I hope you're understanding where I'm going from there. Is that I've lost my, why does it do that? It's one of the things, sometimes the keynote just doesn't show up in this. So we'll just go, here we go. Okay, different leadership level. So now what we do is that we use this leadership level here. We're using silver and gold associate as our way to drive our business. Silver and gold associate is our way to drive our business, because some people find it, they're getting their pod. It's like, oh, it's the end of the month. I've still got 4 people to get my pod. Well, then let's break it down for them. Let's break it down for them. See where they are in the leadership table. Maybe that they're closer to director than they are to getting their pod. So tick off a checkbox for them. Give them a win. Build their confidence by helping them see the small wins that they can have on the journey that they are on. They're on a journey. They're on a good journey, and we want to help them on that journey. Okay, first of all, give us a little wave if you're getting some ideas here today about, you know, a compensation plan. You're getting some answers answered, questions answered. You're getting some, yeah, all those things. Cool, awesome. Okay, let's keep going on here. So how do I use new leadership levels to help my team? Already explained that. What volume do I need really? Okay, I think this is a really big question for a lot of people. Let's have a quick peek at this, right? The volume that you need really is down here, okay? Now, if we go here, just making sure, checking something here. Yes, that's what the wave is for, Sharon. So now the next part is, you're awesome. You really are. You guys are amazing. I love being on this call, seriously. Okay, so let's have a look at getting at the volume that you really need. Now, here's an important part for everyone to get. Up until executive director, okay, which is 6,000 points, it's a split of 60-40. So 60% in one leg, 40% in the other, maximum. You can have 5 legs of 5 legs of, what's 5 into 6,000, folks? 1,200. Okay, you can have 5 legs of 1,200 if you want, which you'll earn more money if you do. Okay, or you can have 2 legs, but maximum of 60% in one leg, which is 3,600 points in one leg, as you can see here. Now, the other part to remember is that if you've done all of this in customer volume, now, has anyone done that? Well, there's a couple. They actually have, yep. But if you have, you still need 2 associate legs, okay, which have a 100-point order in them for you to qualify. If you don't have that, you won't qualify. And you'll notice that this is the same for a silver. So a silver associate who has 300 points in their own order and also customer orders, but does not have 2 associate legs, is not classified as silver associate. Okay, very important part to know. Same for gold. You need 2 associate legs. And then as we move over to the higher levels, it goes from 60-40 to 70-30. See this change? So as your volume grows, they're allowing you to count more from one leg. And as you can see here, transition, as the transition, which is in January, where these are the transition that you're going to need. Now, I'm not going to go too far into what's called as points, leadership points and structure. That's more of a leadership talk. Just know as you go up to bronze PD, you're going to need 1 point. That point can come from having a presidential leg or 2 gold executive legs. That's what these points mean. So I'm not going to go too much in that, but that's just to know as you move through the leadership levels, you will need points, but that'll be a little bit later for you. So how do I get my team moving? How do I actually do it? Now, here's the thing. Everyone actually has a different, a different place, I guess you could say, in this. In network marketing, there's different places for different people. If you have a large organization like mine, okay, there are a couple of things that I can do. If I want to get existing legs moving, then what I do is, and it's always been the same, it's the same in Amway, it's the same in all of these, in all the big companies that are out there. You go and you find people who want to work and you become what Rod Gilchrist calls as the sheepdog. Seriously, I am a sheepdog. I bark. I really do bark. I go and find those people that are hungry in my business. I help them to write a list, and then I help them start sending text messages and do 3-way calls. I did a call last night. I was doing calls all afternoon. I push people to do calls. So you ask my team, anyone that's working with me, yep, I've got to do 3-way calls. Okay, that's one way to get your team moving. You help them to write their list. So what I do personally is, let me see if I can find this here. Okay, sorry guys, I go in between screens. I do apologize for that, but that's just okay. So what I do is share up there, that's fine. Is I just have this little document, okay, and I use this little document. I call it your fast start to your first $1,000. Don't worry, don't worry about the dual networking out there. We'll just move that. That's our team name, right? Everyone knows that. Okay, but what I do is I reconnect the person with what they like. I reconnect person with their dream. So I reconnect them with what they like about Manatech. I reconnect them with what are their dreams. And then what I do is I make sure that they've got in their diary our weekly webinar, that they're coming to our monthly meetings, that they're coming to the Energize events, the team events, conference calls. And I ask them, do you want to hold a launch party? Launch party is just a smoothie party, and they'll say yes or no. I don't care whether they do one of those or not. I do like them to do one. But you know what I found is that the one-on-ones for me have been the thing that have built a majority of my business. We do a lot of in-homes and a lot of parties, but a majority of our business has been built one-on-one. And then after that, we get them to events. It's a big part of what we do. However, but are we going to drive launch parties? You better believe it. That's what's on this document. Then I get them to make sure they know our script, the checklist. Okay, if they got our app, they have the membership, download the Getting Started manual, commit to daily activity. This is what I do. So when we're getting a brand new person moving, or if I'm getting an existing person moving, I'm going to use something like this. So you can go ahead and do something like this yourself. Just go and do a simple piece of paper up like that. have some things that they commit to, and then what you do is you set this, right? Completed before challenge hour, where they put up a Facebook post, they've written their names list. And then we have an hour set aside where they're going to send 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 150 text messages in that hour and phone calls to set appointments. Yeah, you thinking, geez, James, you're going to be going hard. You better believe it, we're going hard. You see, right now, this reminds me of what it was like in 2001, I think it was, when I made a decision. End of 2001, I made a decision to build. And so I'm going to go hard. I'm going to push my team, and this is me being the sheepdog. Option two, okay, option two then is for me to go out and start recruiting, and I'm doing that as well. Okay, so there's two things you can do. Now, this depends. If you've got a small business, and when I'm saying a small business, I'm talking 20, 30,000 points. If you've got a business under that size, then you need to be recruiting. There is no option. You need to be recruiting. It's small, okay, and you need to be building it. Yeah, and I'm sorry I'm blunt. I know I'm as blunt as a sledgehammer in a china shop, right? That's just the way it is. And everyone needs to be in that recruitment mode, starting and establishing that new leg, because your team is close to you. They know exactly what's going on in your business. Whereas in my business, being at the volume it is, people know that it's a good sized business, that it's got good leaders, you know, people like Naomi, people like Chris, people like Simon, people like Phil and Patsy, people like Narissa, you know, they're there. And I've left out Colleen over in New Zealand, you know, Lydia and Justin over in Singapore, Ty over in the US, you know, there's good leadership there. So what I can do to generate a lot of volume quick is I can actually get in and do that. However, if you don't have that kind of leadership in your team, the only option, guys, and the real option for you is you need to be recruiting. But how do you recruit? Here's your script. I want to give you a script, and it's a simpler script. It's even simpler than my other scripts I've ever given you, because we've gone back to the basics, and the basics work, and the basics are this. Hey, if someone tells you, oh, I want to lose weight. Someone tells you I've got this aching joint. Someone tells you I wish I could make some money. Your response, hey, I think I may have something that can help you with that. Hey, I think I may have something that can help you with that. If I sent you an audio, if I added you to a group, if I sent you a video to watch, would you watch it? If I, would you? That's your script. If I think I have something that may help you with that, if I, would you? If I, would you? Give us a little wave if you like that. Just hit your hand icon on the Zoom control panel there, and hit that little hand if you tell me if you like that. Beauty. Hey, Marie, how's New Zealand? I think that's Marie from New Zealand. Marie, is that you from New Zealand? I'm pretty sure it's you. If it's not you, sorry. Okay. If I, would you? If I, would you? Now, for those of you that are on Facebook right now, for those of you that are watching YouTube right now, for those of you that are doing something else right now and you are not here, you're on the webinar, but you're not actually here, can I get your full attention, please? The reason I ask you for that is because you're here for a purpose. You're here to, good. I'm glad, Marie. You're here because you want breakthrough. And Mike, this is your answer. This is your answer for breakthrough. If you allow yourself to immerse into this component and into moving into that next phase, you will have breakthrough. You can sit there and you can be in that place of complacency, that place of hard, that place that we're thinking everything's too hard, or you can be into the place of where you make a choice that I've got to do this because nobody else is going to do it for me. Okay, and that's where I had to move. I had to move. I had to get in that place. You know, had the hardest year of my life, bar none. The hardest year of my life, bar none. Okay, and you know what? I need to move out of that into this place of, okay, well, I need to get some stuff done. Let's go get some stuff done. Let's get some and move into that place. Okay. Whew, I know, right? How do I get my team moving? You've got two ways. Number one, the best way is to get you moving first. They will pick up on your energy. Okay. How do you get yourself moving though? This is the question. Well, Sometimes it's always a choice. I wish I could say it's a Clemmer seminar. I wish I could say it's NLP. I wish I could say that it's reading a book, and I wish I could say it's listening to an audio. It's probably all of that stuff. But you know what I've also seen is that people go to the seminars and they go and do the courses and they still stay in their junk. They still stay in their rot. You see, you can know all of the information under the sun, but if you're not prepared to act no matter what you get, then nothing's going to change. So how do you change that? You have to find that spark inside of you. You have to find that way. And here's the thing. The spark generally doesn't come until you start activity. It really doesn't. It's the activity that creates that spark. It's the activity that creates that momentum. It's the activity that makes you want to do something. It's that activity. So how do you get yourself going? You turn on the ignition. The car's not going to go anywhere until you turn on the ignition. What is the ignition for you? The ignition for me was I wanted more for my children. But you know what else? I'm going to be totally selfish, and I got thinking a lot more about this. You know what I really wanted? I wanted more for me. I did. I really did. I wanted more for me. I didn't want. I wanted to know how big I could go. I wanted to know how good I was. I wanted to know if I could actually make an extra $1,000 a month. I just wanted to know how what I could do. Who feels like that for themselves? Raise your hand if that's the way you feel. That you feel like that as well. How big can I go? What can I really do? Brilliant. Brilliant. There's sometimes a little bit of, yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being honest. You know, but you know what? The only way you find out is by moving. So let me tell you a little bit of my story. You guys know that, most of you probably know that 12 months ago, Casey and I separated. It's the hardest year of my life. Okay, and so now it moved out, all the stuff, moving back up to Sydney to start building, so back up to Coffs Harbour to be around my girls, and to start moving forward. Now I can stay in my place of where I'm at, or I can start moving on, and I can start doing things, and I can start believing, and I can start forgiving myself, and I can start becoming better. Okay, but it's that activity that moves us on. So, you know, down here in Sydney, everyone knows I've loved martial arts for most of my life, and I've been training full on with martial arts for about 10 years, 11 years. I've got my second dan with one style, close to another black belt in another style. And so when I moved back to Coffs Harbour, I'm starting a martial arts dojo. Why? Well, it's a passion and a hobby of mine. I'm not starting it to replace Manatech, not at all. In fact, it's going to be a way, I'm pretty confident that people are going to I'm going to get a lot of customers out of it, and even partners, because I'm going to get into the community. It's not a full-time thing, but I do love it. I get to have a passion. How do I get myself moving? You know, I train in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning in the middle of winter, which means I've got to get up at 5 o'clock. Okay, I do my three-way calls. I'm doing presentations at 9, 10 o'clock at night. Okay, not for Hapkido or martial arts, but for my Manatech business. But see, it's the moving. It's that step. It's that step forward. When you don't feel like you can make the step forward, you just know you have to. And I think that on this call this morning, there are many of you that feel like you need to make that step forward. And now you just know you have to. You don't want to be left behind. You don't want to live the same life over again. You don't want to have a bank account that should be in hospital that needs resuscitation, okay, or blood transfusion. You don't want to keep telling your children or your family that, you know, you don't have enough money. You don't want that. You want more. You don't want to keep turning up to events and being the same leadership level, or having the leadership level that you've always had, but knowing you're not that leadership level. You don't want that anymore. And you don't want to quit. So there's only one answer for you, because sometimes you may want to quit, but then it just keeps coming back because you know you're meant to be here. You know this is where you're meant to be. There's only one answer. There's only one answer. And that answer is to move. That answer is to go. That answer is to get it done. That answer is to say, hey, if I would you, and start to treat this like a professional. Because I wish it was a course. I wish it was NLP. I wish it was Brian Clemmer. He was a wonderful friend of mine. I wish it was Danny Johnson, Eric Worre, all of that stuff. I really do. But it's not. That stuff will help you once you've made the decision. That stuff helps you once you've made the decision. You have to make the decision first. So can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a favor? I need everyone's attention. You could be somewhere else right now. I need your attention. Are you ready to make the choice? Are you ready to go, you know what? This is worth it. We need Manatech to be big. We really do. I need you to win. As Rod says, when we all win, when everyone wins, everyone wins. I want that. I want everyone winning. I want you guys walking across stage. And I promise you, and Sharon knows this to be true, when you walk across stage as a presidential director, I will shout your name. I will be in the front. I will give you a standing ovation. I promise you this. And I will be so proud. I don't care if you are or are not in my team. I will be so proud for you. But you need to make that choice. I want to know, will you join me in making that choice? Just raise your hand. Raise your hand if you'll join me in making that choice, that this is me now. This is what I have to do. I can't have be and do and all that stuff the same anymore. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. You know, I know it is an interesting game we play. It's a powerful game. How much can I expect at each leadership level? Income-wise, well, we don't know yet. I wish I could tell you. You'll find out, I guess, in about a week's time or a few weeks' time, and we'll have a better understanding of what people are going to expect and what they can get at each leadership level. Just know that for those of you that are working, when I say working, you're actually treating this like a business. You're bringing on clients, you're establishing legs and things like that. You're going to do very well. For those of you who haven't done that, you will have a pay decrease. I'll make it point blank. So if you want to make sure you've got a pay increase, then you are going to want to be recruiting. It's that simple, it's that straightforward. How much can you expect? You'll do well if you're working your business. Very much. What tools should I be using to build my business? Then you talk to your upline leader about what tools to use. Okay, there are some incredible Manatech tools that are out there now. We love Sharon's archives of recordings. We're using those a lot. Okay, the ones that we're able to. And so talk to your upline leader about the tools. For those of you that aren't in our team, if you know, Manatech have a cool app you can use. And so, you know, figure out what tools you can use. Keep it simple. You see, so guys, that's me in a nutshell. I've given you some great stuff here. So I've given you a really simple script. I've given you, excuse me, a really simple script, ways to find that extra volume in your business by going and looking for those silver and gold associates, you know, helping to see that it's not, you don't need some external thing for you to get moving. What you need is an internal thing, and it needs to be a choice. It's just a choice, and you'll keep making that choice until you've made the number one choice to keep going. So Sharon, that's pretty much it for me. Do you want to ask any questions? Yeah, what would you like to do now?
Definitely, James. Thank you so much for that. It was fantastic. I'm really enjoying your heartfelt perspective and call to action for those that are ready to make that decision. Ladies and gentlemen, I actually never used the Q&A thing before, but if you have a question, I think, James, now because you're the host, you have to put all the hands down.
Am I the host or the co-host? Oh, did you make me the host? Oh, you should make me the co-host. I'll make you a co-host too. I'm going to make you the host. Okay. So you're the, there we go. And so, there we go. And now, okay. And then now you're in charge. So if you roll over, if you want me to help with anything, you just roll over and make me a co-host, I think is the way that you do that. Is that option there?
No, I only had a choice for host or attendee. But anyway, that's fine. Basically, what we want to know, everybody, if you have a question, you can either put your hand up and we can make your audio audible, or you can type it into the chat box. If you haven't found that yet, it's either at the bottom of the top of your screen if you move your mouse. And apologies to those of you that are on the audio only that dialed in, because we can't make your audio audible. So any questions out there? Anything on the plan? Anything that didn't make sense from any of those, and especially at the beginning where James was outlining those early steps and how many legs and how much volume? James, when you were talking, I didn't understand the importance of having the customer each identified. You know, in the old days, members in the previous plan, the members had showed up as an individual leg. Why would that benefit in the new plan as opposed to them being part of that customer pod?
Great question. Okay, so here's what's happened is, because you've got brand new people that are going after a pod. Yesterday, we were going through Success Tracker, working with our brand new people, and that had been working on their pods. And we noticed that even though they had 800 and something points, which should have made them a gold associate, and they had they had 807 points, they had 2 legs. However, they only had 200 points in their 2 legs. Now, the issue is that to be 750, you can only count. So they had 800 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Only 400 points can come, or 450 points, or whatever it is, sorry, can come from 1 leg.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So they've counted the customer volume as 1 leg. So that means that they needed 350 points. So I just can't remember the exact number. Yeah. Let's say it's 350 points. They needed 350 points in other volume.
So not just 2 associates. Yeah.
That's right. So they were 150 points short. Whereas if each customer was their own leg, they wouldn't be short. Does that make sense? You get it?
Yeah, I got it. And we've got another question from Erina there. James, can you see it?
Yep. Is the pod needed to reach leadership levels? No, Erina, it's not. That's a great question. It's not needed to get to leadership levels. What's needed is the associate legs. However, for you to achieve a team qualifying bonus, which is $385, you need to have a pod. If you don't have a pod, you don't get the team qualifying bonus.
So that's your AQ bonus, the 385 with the 2 bonuses. Yeah.
Yes. So the AQ bonus, auto qualifying bonus of $95 or $90, one of the 2. And then
AQ
when you help 2 people, then when you help 2 people that you personally enroll get their AQ bonus or their pod, then you get the 380. But if you don't have a pod yourself, you don't get it.
Thank you, Erina.
Okay. Great question.
And then, James, can you please repeat what you explained to Sharon about so in other words, for the gold associate and the customers as 1 leg, that meant they had more, that they couldn't meet the 60-40 split with just 200 points in 2 associates.
Yes, that's right. So let me just do something here. Okay, am I still sharing my screen?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll draw. Okay, so this is you. Okay, and let's say that you need to get to gold, you need 750 points. Now, I'm doing this with a mouse, guys. I don't have a drawing implement, so I'm not very good with this. So you've got 750 points. Now, if you've got all of your customers over here, and there's 800 points in customers, now to get to gold, let's say it's gold associate, which is 750 points, which is gold. Sorry, yeah, gold associate. So you would think, well, I've got 750 points, I'm a gold associate. Well, no, you still also need to make sure you've got your 2 associate legs. Okay, because 800, you still need your associate legs with 100 points in each. Okay, I'm not going to draw it again. but that means that you've got 200 points in associate volume, which, okay, well now you're at 1,000 points, right? You've got 800 in customers and 200 in associate points. So you should definitely be a gold associate. However, only 40% comes out of one leg, only 40%. So 40% of your 750 can only come out of one leg. So what's that? 75 times that by 4 is 475. Sharon, you're good at that, aren't you?
Don't you mean 60% max?
I mean 60%. Sorry, 60%. That's right, 60%.
Yeah.
Oops, thank you. 60%. Dope. Yeah, 60%. Okay, so 60% is. Someone's probably already given me the answer. Let me just have a quick check. What's that? No one has. Oh, bummer. Hold on a second.
I don't know. Sorry, Dana has.
No, that's okay. So
Calculation.
that's okay. So 60% of 750, I think it's 400 points, right? So 6 sevens, 42. What is it? Sorry?
480.
Okay, so you can only have 480 out of one leg. So that means you've got 200 from your associates, 480 is only counted from your customers. Okay, so that's 680 points. So even though you've got the volume and you've got the structure, you haven't got the breakage right. So you still need another 70 points in one of these legs here. Okay, from your associate volume. Now this could change, but according to Success Tracker, that's the way it is. Customer service believes it's not, that a Success Tracker is wrong. They don't believe it should be that, it is that, but at the moment, that's the way it is, so everyone needs to be prepared for that.
And we'll just correct, it was 450, not 480. So Julie and Diana have now aligned.
I didn't think it was 480. I thought it was, yeah, good. Awesome. Yep. So 450. Yeah, I know that's a very childish kind of drawing, but try and do that with a mouse. It's kind of the way it is. So hopefully that explains what I'm saying there, is that they're only going to count 60% of your biggest volume. And so your customer volume, if that's your biggest volume, only 60% of that will be counted towards your leadership level.
Correct. Thank you, James. So in other words, unless we get more clarification on that, the pod structure with just 200 points in associate volume won't get you to gold associate yet, unless they change that.
That's right.
Okay, that's so right. Anybody else with any question that we can help? We've got another 5+ minutes. Not seeing anything. Oh, Erna, points from our own order.
Yes, Aaron, that's a really good point. Will points from your own automatic order count? No, that counts as customer volume, or but not as associate volume. So that'll go in the same customer's volume. From what I understand, it won't go in downline volume. As
part of that big pod, the PPV pod.
Yep.
And there's another question. Can you explain or simplify the mentor bonus, please?
I love the mentor bonus. Okay, so for those of you that like to recruit and then mentor people, for those of you who like to recruit and leave people alone, this isn't, you're not going to like this, but for those of you who like to recruit and mentor people, this is a good bonus. So let's, while we can draw this, how good is this drawing? You like this drawing, Shaz?
You're great, James.
All right, so this is you, and let's say now, just everyone should know that if anyone that I'm not telling my team to place anybody under anyone anymore. Okay, there is no, we're not placing people in depth, so you got to work, right? So you go and enroll 2 people, or let's say you enroll somebody, and they then get to a. Actually, let me just, I'll just stop sharing so I can find this for you real quick. So I've actually got this image. Won't be a second. See if I can do this real quick.
No problem. And I want to thank everybody for being here and for participating. I know it's great to have the archive, but this gives you another whole deeper depth of experience. So congratulations to each of you. Well done.
You guys are awesome. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do, beautiful there, and share screen. Sorry guys, oh, Sharon, could you make me a co-host or host again if you don't mind, so I can?
No problem.
Thank you. Okay, awesome. Okie dokie. All right. So these are your bonuses that you make in dollars in Australia, right? So AQ bonus 95, AQ qualifying team 380. That's what you get. Now, if we look at what's this? Okay. Nope, that's not working. Sorry, I'm just trying to be tricky, guys, but that didn't work. Trying to be a nice little, I'll just stick with what I can do. Okay. So let's say that yeah, I tried that, but it just didn't like me doing it. So it's, yeah. I've lost annotation. How come I've lost annotation? What's the recording? Where did it go? Sorry, guys. There was a little thing that allowed me to draw. Well, it's not showing me that anymore. It's gone, and I don't know what I did. Okay. Anyway, I'll just do it this way. Okay. So let's say that you get started here, and you sign someone up. Okay, and you get them started. That's you. And now what happens is that you go and you get...
I'm not seeing your screen, James, so...
Oh, of course you're not. Seriously, James. Get your head in the game and do this properly or go home. Right. Okay. Okay, and then I want that one there. Okay. So let's say this is you here. You go and you get someone... This is you, and you go and you get someone started. Really simple. You personally enroll them. Very, very important. You must be the enroller. Now, you help this person go and become a gold associate. Okay, so they go and become gold. When they become a gold associate, you, because you enrolled them, will make $40. A little text box down here. It's really simple. You make $40. Really simple. So put that over there. Now, you help this person become a gold associate. Then you make another $40. Really simple. So that means that and now if you've got your pod, okay, so if you've got your pod going on, your income is actually quite large. Now, I want to show you something, a little diagram that this is our presentation that our team uses. Let me just show you what this could look like if you did a simple little structure like this. So you get started, you have your pod. So that's 5 associates, 5 customers, 2 associates. We use the cleanse pack. So it's the 4 shakes, the True Pure and True Cleanse. Okay. So if you help someone get started, so you go and get your 5 and your 2, then And if they're all the cleanse pack, you make $391 a month. How good's that? Did you realize it was that much, Sharon?
No, I didn't actually, James. It's great to see some of these calculations.
Yeah, so that's the exact number of what you would make. I did it in a little spreadsheet. It's right. That's what you'll make. Get 5 customers. If they each purchase the True Health Cleanse Pack every month on an automatic order, that's what you'll make. Now, look what happens if you duplicate that twice. So you help 2 people do exactly the same thing. 5 customers, they also have two associates. This is your breakdown. You get your power seller, $298 from your personal customers. You get your auto qualified personal, $95. You get your auto qualified team, $380 because you've got 2 people get their pod. You get your mentor bonus of $50 each because they're at, look at this here. They're at the director level because they've got people at 250 points each, okay, plus their 2 associates. So they're at the director level. You get your unilateral bonus of $255. So you're actually making $1,100 on 18 people, 19 people. That's good money, hey, Shaz?
That's fantastic. Yeah, I feel quite passionate and excited and proud to be able to offer that to people that just want that, extra 500 to 1,000 to a couple thousand a month. There's a real much clearer path to getting there now.
It really is. And now, look, if you make a choice and you don't, like, these are big packs, okay? And we're selling a lot of these. Poppy is at, I think, 11 this month. 11 people at that pack this month, okay? Or at that automatic order volume this month personally. So, we might say, oh, no one will buy that. Yes, they do, guys. They buy it every single day of the week. And we're cheap in comparison to the competition. We are so cheap in comparison to the competition. It's not funny. And so we have something to offer and something that we can go with. This is exciting stuff. Now, obviously, if people don't buy those bigger volume and you're just doing 100 points because that's all you can believe, then the income is less. Okay, but that's okay. It's still good income. I think it's around $700, $750, something like that. It's still good income.
Fantastic. So, Diana, did that handle your question, the mentor bonus? So you've got a couple more questions there, James. I'll just make sure Diana's good. And one of them is, while we're waiting for Diana, I think, she's got it. And I know there's a new compensation booklet published in the US. Have they done the Australian one yet that you know of, James? I didn't see it.
They haven't.
I don't think so. Yeah.
No. Yeah, with all of the changes happening here in the office, they're so busy right now. So let's just give them some grace in doing everything. They're doing incredible, but not quite yet.
There's often a delay in approvals from the US too. There's quite a few steps through legals to get things through. So
yeah.
And then we've got, will Success Tracker tell me how many points I need to qualify for the next leadership level?
Yes, it will, but you need to understand what it all means. So if I can make a suggestion, either sit down with your upline leader and just to understand it. If you have trouble, or contact Manatech Customer Service. They are all over it. They're good to talk to on that.
Fantastic.
But yes, it does. And
we're just past 10 a.m. now. So, because I'm looking at James's clock on his computer because I'm on full screen. Mine's disappeared.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully Coffs Harbour time is good to go. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being here. James, thank you so much for your generosity in sharing your time and expertise. We really appreciate it. Unfortunately, we can't open the call with this format for you to say audibly thank you to James, but you can say thanks in the comments, and please go on Facebook and share your experience of being. So if you're not connected to Australasian Connect, that's where we're connecting to bring Manatech Australasia forward into the new world, really. Next week we have, I'm still looking for someone, and the following week we have Demra Robbins. Then we're having a break. Sadly, I know not all our energizers are on the same day, but I just can't do that energize and be here. So on the 19th, which is the Brisbane energize, there will be no call, and that will be publicized online and via email. And then the following week we have Dr. Nugent talking about Glyco Cafe, which will be fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for saying all your thanks in the comments there, James. We appreciate you.
My pleasure. I had a ball, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. As always, you guys are amazing to do this. You blow my mind. We use it all the time. Thank you. God bless. See you all at the Energize event. Bye.
Thanks, James. See ya.